Hey everyone, welcome to Audio Gear World. So in this video we're going to take a look at a new plugin from Cableguys. So this is Kickstart 2. Now Kickstart 2 is a plugin that makes it very easy to create some sidechain compression effects. Now by the way, should you be interested, there is a link in the description of this video, so go check it out. And if you want to see more videos like this, then consider subscribing. Now Kickstart 2 was created by Cableguys in collaboration with DJ/producer Nicky Romero. Now as the name suggests, it is an updated version of the original Kickstart plugin, and I have to say they've added some nice new features to version 2. Now the purpose of this plugin is very simple. As I mentioned, it is to easily create sidechain compression effects. Now originally this was very much aimed at dance music, so EDM music, but with the addition of some of the new features, it's now also very usable for other musical genres. Okay, now let's take a closer look at the interface. That should also clarify a bit how this plugin works. It's actually a pretty simple interface. So let's start over here. This is the envelope. This is the active sidechain curve. Down here we can choose from 16 different presets, so 16 different sidechain curves. Now to tweak the sidechain curve a bit, we can come in here and drag the slope either left or right. But we can also move the entire curve either left or right by using these buttons down here. We can do so by using little increments or slightly bigger increments by using the outer buttons. Now up here we can set the length and we can choose between 1 bar, half, a quarter and 1/8. Now over here we can set the trigger mode. By default it is set to sync, which will sync it up to your DAW. But we can also use MIDI to trigger this plugin. And one of the most eye-catching new features is that now we can also use audio triggering. Now to set that up, we first need to route the kick drum track to the sidechain input of Kickstart 2. And then whenever Kickstart detects a kick, the effect will restart. So that's a very useful new feature. Now and then over here, this big knob is basically the mix knob, and that of course sets the strength of the sidechain ducking effect. And then finally down here, another new feature, this is the band split feature. If this is activated, we can choose a frequency ranging from 20 Hz up to a little over 5K. Wherever you set it, anything below that frequency will be ducked, and everything above that frequency will be exempted, will be left alone. So also a very nice new feature for Kickstart 2. So that is basically the entire interface. Okay, now let's take a look at a few practical examples of why and how you would use this. So as you can see, I have a little loop over here. Let me just first solo the kick and the bass, and let's take a listen. So there's definitely a little masking going on here. So I've brought in an instance of Kickstart 2. I'm gonna play this loop again, and while it's playing, I'm gonna activate Kickstart 2, and we should be able to hear a difference. Let's go. Well, that seemed pretty obvious to me. So whenever the kick hits, the bass ducks, making the kick come through much clearer. Okay, now here we have another little loop with just a kick and a bass. And again, let's just take a listen. Now, as you can hear, this is not a simple 4 on the floor kick drum pattern. It's a little bit more complex. So let's listen to what happens when I turn on Kickstart 2 in sync mode. Let's go. Now, as you can hear, it sounds a little bit off, it sounds a little bit strange. Now, if for some reason that was the effect you were going for, then that of course is fine. But what we're trying to do here is to have the bass duck whenever the kick hits. Now, the bass is still ducking, but it is ducking as if the kick drum was still in a simple 4 on the floor pattern, which it isn't. Now, the solution to this, or one of the solutions, is to switch to audio triggering. Now, I've already routed the kick drum track to the input sidechain, the sidechain input of Kickstart 2. Let's switch to audio triggering, and now let's see what happens if I play it again. Let's go. That is much better. Now, there are many ways of creating sidechain compression effects. I have to say, using this plugin is definitely one of the quickest and easiest ways. You just put it on any of the tracks, select one of the curves, tweak it a little bit, and you're done. And you also still have quite a bit of control. So you can tweak the curves, you can choose the trigger mode, you can use the band split option, you know, so there's quite a bit we can do with this plugin. So if you're looking for a quick, easy, hassle-free way of creating sidechain effects, this plugin is definitely one to check out. Now, I have to say, if you're looking for a bit more sophistication and a bit more options, as long as we're talking about Cableguys, I would definitely recommend checking out their Shaper Box plugin suite. And in the context of this video, especially the volume shaper. It actually has a lot of similarities to Kickstart 2, but it just has way more options and way more possibilities. Now, of course, with more possibilities also come a bit more complexity. Now, if that's not what you're looking for, but if again you're just looking for a quick and easy way to get the job done, then definitely check out Kickstart 2. Anyway, that's it for now about Kickstart 2 by Cableguys. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you next time.